going on, everybody?
I hope everybody's doing awesome out there tonight.
You know what? I hope so, too.
Yeah. I really don't care.
Yes, you do.
I do.
Stop acting like that.
You know, I care just enough. Just enough.
Well, I mean...
You know. No,
enough is more than some.
I hope everyone's having the most awesome Saturday night. I'm big on Saturday nights.
Yes, you are.
And I'm big on people having awesome times.
Yeah. T-A-Y. Night. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what you been into, buddy?
I got that fever. Well, besides all the aggravation of
trying to get all this stuff figured out,
our technical difficulties and stuff. Yeah. Besides all that,
I thought it would go away after we kind of worked on it for a while this week, but
no, it just got worse. It just got worse.
We just indulged into a program that we don't even know.
Yeah,
because that's what we would do.
Well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if I'm hoping that my audio is not what's getting picked up. What I'm hearing right now, oh God, I hope we have something better in post because this is not good.
Well, you're the guy who does the post anyway, so.
Yeah, but I can only do whatever I'm presented with.
You'll make it work.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah, you will.
I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, what have you been up to?
Working, man. That's really all that I get done. And, listening to music. Started looking at guitars again.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I shouldn't do it. I know. Well, you could easily do it and be like, oh, well, I really like this. I can make this sound like this. I can't do that. I'm not good enough yet to be like, oh, well, let's buy, for me to justify, let's buy this $3,000 Gibson, or buy a $200 Epiphone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can make things sound okay when somebody, that has more experience could be like, oh, well, you can do this, and this. Watch what I can do.
Well, you can't worry about those things. You just have to do what you buy it because you love it,
Right.
And then a lot of times I buy a guitar and I'm like, I don't fucking need this guitar. I've had enough different kinds of guitars, and I don't sell guitars. I don't really sell music equipment at all. I mean,
right.
And when I buy something to fix and sell, I regret it immediately. So I even quit doing that like 10 years ago.
I did sell a synthesizer this week.
Well, can you really fall in love with a synthesizer?
Yes, you can. That pretty blue? Come on, baby. I stand
corrected. Yeah, it was cool. It was
gorgeous.
And we had some fun with it.
Yeah, we did.
But there's just something, I grew up poor. I've seen all these awesome players with their awesome Gibsons and Fenders and all these amazing looking guitars. And I was stuck, my mom, and my grandpa, they bought and gave me guitars or whatever, and I'm very thankful. And I was a bratty little kid. I mean, even then I was thankful, but I was like, yeah, this will hold me till one day. And that one day didn't come till I was almost, I have a pretty cool Epiphone Les Paul standard.
Yeah.
It's a Korean model.
That Del Rey, baby.
Oh, yeah, the Epiphone Del Rey that everybody wants.
Yeah, I've already called dibs on that.
You and like 5 other people.
Yeah, but I'm first.
Well, I just hope that there is an afterlife so I can watch you guys fight.
Okay.
If when I die.
Yeah.
Because I'd love to see you guys fight over that. That'd be really great.
It'd be awesome.
But yeah, I mean, I ended up with some awesome guitars, but I still I was like almost I think I was in my late 20s before I ever, bought a Gibson.
Right.
And I still don't have a Gibson Les Paul. And I am more of a Les Paul guy, but I play SGs.
Right.
And I, even if I had a Gibson Les Paul standard, I still would use the SGs that I built to do what I do, because it's just, it's a whole feel. And
I get that.
I don't know. I don't want to be too boring about it. But basically, the idea is I dreamt all those years of having my own badass guitar. And now I have a whole bunch of them, and I can't fill that hole. I have badass amps.
Is there that one guitar, amp, pedals, or whatever combination that you're looking for that is going to stop? That'd be like, okay, that's it.
No.
Really?
No.
Okay.
No. I have I have hollow bodies. I have.
Yeah. I love your hollow body.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm a Gretsch guy.
Yeah. Well, I want more hollow bodies.
Right. I mean, I get that. I just want a White Falcon. I'm not asking for much.
It's on my list too.
I just want a White Falcon.
Yeah.
Hollow body, Bigsby, all that good stuff. But then again, that's kind of stuff I want to play one day. Is more of that blues, rockabilly, possibly even psychobilly.
Well, I think when you get on and by the way, we're kind of talking about gear today, in case wasn't obvious. Well, I didn't realize we were going to go right into it. I thought we were going to talk about shit we've been listening to for a minute, but we can catch that on the because I'm curious. I want to ask you.
Yeah,
but we'll get there. But I feel like even as a professional musician, whether you're playing an Epiphone Les Paul or a Gibson Les Paul, I really don't think anyone ever could tell the difference, honestly. I think when you own a Gibson Les Paul, and believe me, I'm going to own at least one at some point. They're like last on my list of things, but like it is also a guitar I've wanted my whole life.
Right.
I don't have a use for it right now. That's why it's kind of last on the list.
Yeah.
I don't really have a use for any of the guitars that are on my list. Other than just I'll play them often for sure, but mostly I'll just, when I'm not playing them, I'll just sit across from them and just look at them.
Right. I mean, that's kind of how I am too.
That. Yeah.
I like that aesthetic feel, and maybe that's why I'm drawn to Gretsch, because I just think those are hands down the most beautiful guitars ever made.
Right, but there's not. Now, I know there's some really awesome guitar players out there who know their way around every piece of an instrument, and they're going to disagree wholeheartedly, but
I don't.
But most of the time, for most people, there's not a big difference. There's not a $3,000 difference between a White Falcon
right
and an Electromatic.
Well, maybe in our eyes, but maybe, people who know everything about the ins and outs, I guess.
I think even if you have a lot of money, if you really sit down and ask yourself, is having a White Falcon going to make me, buying a White Falcon instead of Electromatic going to make me sound better?
Well, that's also, you're talking gear over skill.
Well, I mean, there is that aspect, but I also mean I guess if you're going for something very, very specific, but 9 times out of 10, most of the people who listen to your music, they are not going to pick up on that tonal difference.
Oh, no.
That's just the reality of it.
Yeah.
You buy what you buy that makes you feel good. A guitar, maybe it has to speak to you. I don't know.
It's like going out and getting your hair done.
Yeah.
Or your nails did.
Yeah. Most guys won't even notice, but it makes you feel good.
Exactly. Wow.
I probably don't. If I do notice, I make sure I say something.
Well, yeah, of course you got to say something.
But I saw somebody today at work, and I was like, I think they got their hair done. But I wasn't sure because that's risky. You got to be careful. Oh, did you get your hair done? And if they say no, I've learned, there's something different about you, though. I think you've lost quite a bit of weight, haven't you?
Oh, God.
Oh, man, but I mean, if you're not careful, you have to pull that one out.
All that stuff can just backfire so fast.
Yeah. No, this is a wig. I have cancer. I mean, that's happened to me literally. Like, oh, you got to be real careful.
Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely see where you have to be careful with something like that.
Well, and we always try to be sensitive to other people's feelings. But it's like, it was, dude,
Yeah.
you didn't know I had cancer? I mean, it's like, I was in the paper for it, whatever it may be. Like, how can, we worked together for 10 years. You know,
How did you not know?
We share an office or something. Like, yeah, man, it's that ADHD brain. If it's not relevant at that moment, it's not there.
I definitely get it.
Yeah.
You turned me on to a site that I didn't even know existed. And we've talked about this before. Fucking Zounds, man.
Oh, thank God you didn't say Spank Bank or something.
No?
Okay. I'm just glad that our audience doesn't have to hear that.
I don't want to put them through it either.
Right. So Zounds. Do it. Yeah.
Oh, man. When you told me about them, I was just like, wait a minute, what? They're going to send me my stuff and I'm making monthly payments on it? Because I can't afford, like a $1,500 guitar and amps and whatever else goes with it.
Right.
And I think a lot of people are like that now.
Well, yeah. And what's funny is, like, and I don't want this to sound like a commercial for Zounds or anything.
It isn't. But, I mean, we're talking about gear and stuff like that we couldn't afford to buy outright.
Oh, there's no way I could.
Buy outright.
Right, buy outright.
Yeah.
And I'll plug another one in there, too, at the same time. But because it's relevant to me, I always have an open Zounds account, and
I got one right now,
and a Sweetwater account. So
I use Sweetwater once, but for me, I just go straight back to Zounds.
And when one's paid off, I go back and find something else.
Yep.
And I mean, it's just the way I've kind of always done it. But yeah, I mean, I talk to people all the time that still have no idea about Zounds. And like, they were like, I don't know, in magazines, like big illustrations of for best customer service and all this stuff. I'm like, how do people still not know about it? It's crazy. But I'll have people that I work with or just know, and they're like, hey, my son wants to play drums or whatever. Yep. And it's so expensive. I just don't have the money. And I'm like, yeah, you do. You
got 20 or $40 a month?
Maybe.
Or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Whatever your monthly payment
wants to be. If it's your kid and you're that concerned,
you'll get it.
You can find, I mean, maybe you can't buy a $3,000 drum set right now, but you can find $500 that you can make payments on, you know, somewhere between $50 and $100 a month.
And it's, I don't know, like you said, we're not affiliated with Zounds.
No.
We just like them.
I've used Zounds for 15 years, more maybe, I don't know. And I will keep doing it. I've always had, I mean, there's always things. Yeah. There's always crap that comes up that's aggravating, but by and large, I mean, everything's went pretty smooth. I get my shit quick. They don't charge interest. They don't charge, there's like a $10 fee if it's for like $1,000 and under, and like a $20 fee for $2,000 and under, or I don't know, something like that. It's like, that's your interest. It's $10 or $20 for the whole freaking thing. Yeah, which is awesome. Yeah, it is. It's amazing. But anyway, let's get off of Zounds for a moment. Yeah. But we always talk about, well, not talk about. I always text you guitars and stuff that I'm like, ooh, look at this. And we used to do that all the time. We haven't done that in a minute. It's been a while. We've been trying to be good, I think. Yeah. But now that my payment's about up, I'm like, let's see what else I can buy. Yeah. And no, the White Falcon, it's in my cart, but I'm never going to buy it. Oh, yeah, you will. Eventually. Probably eventually. I have like 7 guitars in it's actually in my Sweetwater account. In my, what's it called? Your shopping cart, or not shopping, not your wish list. Okay. Yeah. 7 guitars is like, I don't even know. It's like $25,000 or $30,000. Yeah. That's all it is. What do you have in there? A couple of a few acoustics, J45, Gibson, a Martin, a Taylor. There's a Les Paul standard, a Les Paul modern, Gibsons, obviously. Right. There's a BC Rich Bitch.
Yeah,
It's like one of the cheaper guitars in the list.
You told me about that one before. That's not the Black V, is it?
No, it's a weird metally type shape, like you'd think is a heavy metal guitar. But my old guitar teacher had one when I was a kid, and I loved metal back then. So I was like, we'd practice,
This makes so much sense.
Well, we'd have the lessons with our acoustic guitars, and I'd see that thing sitting on the stand over there, like, oh man, that looks it's just a wild looking guitar.
Right.
And I just fell in love with it, and I've wanted one forever. But then probably for a good period of my life, I was like, no, I don't want one of those wild looking things.
And now you're back to wanting
And now I'm
one?
like, I don't give a shit. I like the fucking thing, and I'll get one if I want to. Try and stop me, wife.
If anyone could stop you.
Yeah, if anybody could, but she doesn't really stand much of a chance.
She doesn't.
Poor thing.
Oh,
Poor thing.
I feel bad for her sometimes.
Yeah, you should.
I do. I really do.
Yeah. I think I behave when it comes to my musical instrument purchasing pretty damn well. I mean, let's face it, I do, and I use a lot of our account stuff for like Christmas presents for like, the kids. I don't,
which is awesome because all your kids play or did play.
Yeah,
at one point.
well, they all still play.
Yeah.
Yeah, my daughter, she plays the bass. It's never been her like number one passion, but she does enjoy it. And she's got several Fender Jazz bass, Fender T-Bucket acoustic, a little Lion thing that we bought for her when she first started. She still has and kind of babies, and hangs up for everybody to see.
It's the first one.
Yeah. My oldest son, Dominic, he just graduated high school, and he plays guitar, piano, whatever. I mean, whatever he can.
Anything.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And then I got a 17-year-old drummer who's not a bad drummer, if I may say so myself.
He's real good, man.
Yeah, he's impressive. So, but they cost, a lot of money. So I can't be selfish and go, I mean, I'm sitting there going,
I can't buy you something without buying myself something.
I feel like once they're all over 18, though, it's like Santa Claus is going to get a little bit, it's going to go on a bit of a diet. Santa Claus might have to downsize or whatever. I don't know. The apple juice is hitting pretty good tonight.
All right.
Might be the little bit of the heat in here, too.
It's a little warm.
Yeah, we'll make it through. But at some point, like, I want those two accounts for my fucking self. And you wait. I mean, like,
it will happen.
You're going to start seeing those things on my wish list get delivered.
Fewer and fewer and fewer.
You can be delivering that shit to me.
Oh, man, you suck.
Like, oh, that fucking Horner.
We'll see if it doesn't get thrown at your door.
It'll get kicked down the street.
Oh, is that the Taylor acoustic you wanted? Slam!
Yeah.
Nah, I wouldn't do that because I'm like, ooh, I will play that.
Guess I'm coming over here tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's there's even like an LTD on there, and it's actually, and I forget.
Really?
Man, my brain. It's straight up metal Eclipse, like Les Paul style, and it's kind of stripped down, which is something I typically don't like. But I freaking love this thing, and it's a brace yourself. It's a signature model.
Dude, I'm a sucker for a signature model.
I know, but you know how I feel about them. I'm not big on signature models.
I love them. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. I'm just like, oh, that's kind of, let's see what they would have.
Yeah.
And yeah, I had that Tim Armstrong Gretsch.
Yeah.
And really, that's what started it for me because I loved that thing. But
that was pretty sweet.
You got to pay rent.
Yeah. I get it. Well, hey, I think we got our guest, Burgundy Waltz.
Oh, nice.
From what? Were they from Missouri? Is that how you say that? Missouri?
Is it Davenport?
Davenport, Missouri. Indiana. Whatever.
Okay.
Wherever the hell that is.
Have you already sent it to him? Links and stuff?
No, I don't think I did.
and I can't find my phone, so that's always fun.
You know where it's at, right?
No. Oh, snap!
It's on the thing. Okay. So let's see if we can get them on here real quick, okay? Are you guys there?
No.
All right, let's see if we got them. Are you guys there? Burgundy Waltz?
Yeah. Yes, we are. We're here.
Hey, what's happening?
How you guys doing?
We're good. We're good. How are you guys?
Doing really well.
I mean, we're good, I guess. But
You don't want to ask. Believe me, just no. It's
We're in Iowa, and there are no tornadoes. Correct.
Yeah.
oh yeah, you guys are right in the alley, aren't
yeah.
It was about 3.5 hours away. But yeah, we get them through here.
you? Now
That's sketchy.
Crazy. It's crazy.
It is
We have no
crazy.
sharks here. So
Sharks.
well, yeah, there's that. We just had a tornado touchdown, I guess, yesterday in Franklin Furnace.
Seriously?
Yeah, like not even a half hour from us. So
no kidding.
yeah,
Huh.
Huh.
People
What?
here chase those things, so.
I'd do it.
Yeah.
Two.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it, honestly. But
The worst of weather. I'm out looking
I
around.
was watching drone coverage of the tornado. It's bizarre. Which
Oh,
I guess
but that
is a lot
would be
safer than
awesome.
Chasing it, but yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
so, are you guys? And you might want to speak up a little bit. It's not you, it's us. It's all of our audio issues and everything we're trying to do to make this actually work on our own without our magical little engineer guy who's off for personal reasons. But so we were trying to figure it out. You guys are like all from different areas, right? Are you from like Indiana or is it you said
No.
Missouri?
Well, kind of. We're all in Iowa.
Iowa.
I knew
Iowa,
it started with
One
a
of those
letter.
high states. Yeah.
Yeah, we're yeah.
I think you're the only native.
Yes, born and raised in Iowa.
Nice.
Never left.
Awesome.
Lucy's from Waterloo.
Waterloo, Cedar Falls.
Waterloo, Cedar Falls. So both of them are from Iowa. Ed is he's from Illinois. He was born in Moline, Illinois, home of John Deere.
Nice. Well, now here's something. I don't think I caught your guys' names.
Yeah, we didn't do that, did we?
I don't think we did.
We're anonymous.
We're not. We,
Okay. You know what?
Thing one
Let's.
and thing two. Thing one and thing two. No. My name is Ken. Last name Winter, just like the season.
You're the drummer, right?
Yeah, I try to be. Yeah.
No, you accomplish.
I'm Thomas, or Tom Janikowski. I play guitar. I'm originally from south side of Milwaukee. Spent most of my life in Wisconsin.
Okay. Nice.
Very
So-
cool.
And then, the two are not here. Ed, he's at his, what's he at?
His son's 8th grade graduation.
How about that?
Awesome.
Over in Moline. Ed is from Moline.
I think.
And then Lucy, our singer, she's actually in Eswatini right now.
Eswatini, Africa.
Yeah, I was going
Swaziland.
to ask if that was
What's
a
going on in
African-
Africa?
That's where her husband's from.
Oh,
So
okay.
they're
Awesome.
visiting family in Swaziland. There you go.
Wow.
That's dope.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, it is.
Nice.
So Burgundy Waltz, I've watched a lot of the stuff that you guys have put out, and you're saying that it's an indie rock, and like some of the stuff I'm seeing is like Paper Planes. Is that what it is? I want to say that's what it was, because I kept going back and watching videos and things like that, and sometimes I'll see you guys as a 4-piece, sometimes I'll see you guys as 3-piece.
You're thinking of Little Paper Birds.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
What am I thinking?
Yeah,
Paper
yeah,
planes.
okay.
I never know
planes
what
are
the fuck
very
you're
similar to
thinking.
birds.
Yeah, well, they both fly.
They both fly. They have wings.
Yeah.
You get it. They both eat like corn and things, don't they? Planes, yeah.
Grain.
They have large,
Yes.
great teeth. We were a 4-piece. This last weekend, we wound up as a 3-piece just because Lucy had a medical emergency,
Oh,
and we're in the
Everything's
family.
okay.
Everybody's okay. Everybody's
That's
fine.
good.
yeah.
But we had this lovely place we played at, and we got all set up, and they actually, one of those rare times when they pay you ahead of the gig. They paid us up front. And we're like, hey, thank you. Sat down. We got a text saying, guys, I'm in the emergency room. We're like,
Oh my goodness.
And next thing you know, all's well.
All's well. Yeah.
All's well.
And since she does all the singing, we were looking at each other going,
Not it.
They
Tag.
were very accommodating.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of that live. I was wondering where she was.
So were we.
But you guys seem like you pulled it off. I think I listened to 3, 4, maybe 5 songs. And that was what, earlier, was it last weekend or earlier this week? I can't remember. I get it all confused.
It was past Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched up until we had to leave to go to my son's graduation.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
I knew I had a good reason because I was sitting there watching. My wife walks in and she's like, "Babe, what the hell are you doing?"
Put your pants on.
Gotta go.
I just get caught up in it, man. I love watching live performances. I love the what we can do now with our phones and just sit and watch each other perform.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm living in the future.
Well, we've talked about that. Just how like I hate to say it, but I probably wouldn't have ran across you guys if you guys weren't on TikTok.
Well, no.
You know what I mean? And the
I
fact.
started listening to.
Oh no, go ahead.
I started this morning. I think it was like 5:30 in the morning. I started listening to a band I think called the Frestonians from Ipswich, England. Do you see them?
Yep. Yeah,
They're a good sized band. I mean, they've actually built up quite some renown, But still,
Yeah.
I never would have come across them had it not been for TikTok.
And I think that's just awesome. It really is.
Yeah.
And so, do you guys are playing out a lot?
Not as much as we like. We haven't been around together that long, actually.
Well,
Ken
how
and
long
I
you guys
haven't.
been around?
oh, maybe 6 months, maybe?
As a
What?
full unit, about 6 months.
Wow.
Ken and I have been playing together for about a year, I think a little over a year.
Yeah, we just started noodling together and
Yeah, kind of putting our heads together and
went through a couple of bass players and a couple of vocalists until we found,
yeah,
some people
where we're
that,
at.
really wanted to do it. So, yeah.
Well,
That's amazing.
yeah, because I really just assumed you guys had been a band for 5 years or more.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
We're trying to flesh out our late summer schedule and into fall. We've got a lot of things on the burner from when Lucinda gets back from Africa for her world tour. We have to put our schedules together with a bunch of places, and hopefully kind of flesh out a nice summer and fall schedule. Yeah. So we've all played in bands a lot, though. I mean, our whole lives. Well, with the exception of Lucy. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Lucy's background is more in theater, and musical theater and things like that. So it's been a really neat revelation, not only for us but for her. I think that she's kind of slid into this thing and really enjoyed learning how to sing with a band and really enjoying it and really getting into it. So it's really kind of cool to see that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, it's you never know. How many times do you think people have I mean, I don't know. I wonder if people think, well, Social Intense, they've probably been a band for 6 months.
Yeah.
It's been like 10 years. I don't know. It's
Exactly.
but of course, you guys definitely, to us, we both thought, well, and not only did we, I think a big part of it is because, and we were just having this conversation, Sean and I, like this, it feels like it was like the second that we started putting out anything for this show before we even had a show.
Yeah.
We didn't even have like the format. We just started putting stuff out on TikTok, and you guys were right there going like cheering us on, like, hell yeah, that's awesome. Can't wait for it. And that was so cool, man.
Yeah, it really was.
That was that. Yeah. And to think you guys were one of the first, I think, to really encourage us on that level who were states away.
And thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it. We love what you guys are doing. It's fantastic. Just someone who's like, to do a video pod. What do you call it? You don't call it a video podcast. What do you call it? You call it a.
What do you call it?
Vadio?
Vadio cast?
Yeah, Vadio cast.
Yeah, whatever he called it.
Vadio cast. Yeah, and with the intention of talking to small artists and artists who are involved in their local scene. That's where music happens. That's so fantastic.
That's where the best music happens.
Yeah, it really does. Absolutely.
Oh, I can't agree anymore.
I mean, I'm all about I love a lot of indie label stuff. Don't get me wrong, and we're talking about Epitaph Records, Fat Records, stuff like that too. They're bigger, but they're still indie records. Not necessarily indie band, what we think of as a genre, right?
Right.
But
well, you don't.
Well, I mean, that's when I think of an indie band. There's a whole indie sound, Just like when you think of alternative music, you don't think of, like Jewel.
Yeah,
right?
I mean everything's not.
But back in the day, she was alternative music, and when I think of alternative music, I think of Pearl Jam or whatever. So it's a whole thing. But anyway, I don't want to fucking talk to people who have
everything,
giant record contracts and are getting paid, millions of dollars.
God,
fuck them. They already have everything.
Hey, brother, preach it.
I mean,
more power to them.
See, yeah, by all means. But bands like yours, you're going out. I'm not going to say paying dues. You guys are going out, having fun, playing music, and you're pushing that on, further down the line. And I think that's awesome because that's what we did.
Well, and you're accessible. That's huge to me. When you reach that stardom, and a lot of bands just have that stardom mentality, even when they're just they're really not huge. But anyway, you get a lot of
elitist.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, I wasn't sure if you wanted me to use that word, but I did.
Like the prima donnas,
right?
Sure.
You get a lot of that, and people are.
Do you guys run across that a lot in Iowa?
Prima donnas in Iowa? No.
Yeah. Nah, that's what I'm talking about. Maybe we need to move to Iowa, dude.
Maybe.
Sure.
They have a lot of tornadoes there, though.
It's not a huge. We do. It's not a huge state for indie music. Des Moines and Iowa City.
Iowa City, probably.
Yeah, a little bit in Cedar Rapids by was it Coe College up there? That's kind of a big college town. Cedar Rapids. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the two big population centers here in the Quad Cities, which mind you, we're about 500,000, the whole metro area, just about 500,000, and which is you should have some bands here, right?
Right.
The 500,000 people. Yeah. I was telling Ken and Ed and Lucy, I ran into at a bar not terribly long ago, the publisher of a thing called what's it called, River City Reader, local entertainment pages. And he was just like, oh, thank God there's an indie band in town. And he said, it's like, there's none of that here. He said, all we have are country and metal cover bands. And that's it. And there's like no, no one's producing music. And a place that has a great tradition for music, the home of Bix Beiderbecke, after all.
Well, this has been a different experience for me. I grew up in the 60s and 70s. I'm kind of old, but
seasoned.
Yeah. So this whole word indie, I had asked Thomas. I said, "So what does indie really mean?" I said, "Does that mean independent, or does it mean indie as in Indian?" Or I was confused because I grew up in 60s and 70s rock and roll, and so I kind of had to figure out what I was doing, with all this stuff. So that's how he explained it to me, which makes sense. So I've been in cover bands my whole life, and so for me, this is different in that, I have to actually try to compose, my part,
right?
Which is really it's really different. It's really different. So I have to thank him for pushing that envelope. Of course, he's the one that's pushing all this stuff, this technology, and getting together with you guys and all that kind of stuff. Whereas back in my day, we would go out and listen to bands, and that's how we would network and people and and of course I grew up in the DJ era. That's how your stuff got played, that whole story. So So yeah, talking about how things are different. It's really different. It's really different. Yeah.
It is different, and I think now I could be wrong, but I mean, look, there's something to be said about the way things used to be, and people would go to more shows. Like you know, I've seen it change just since the '90s. So when someone who was playing in the 60s and 70s tells me, oh, wow, well, if you thought it was great then, this is how it used to be. I totally 100% believe it. We have, you know, people here who were playing locally here in the 60s and 70s that are like, you could make a living just playing in a cover band here. You didn't have to go anywhere. You didn't even have to have an album. You just got paid to play cover songs. And that's really neat. But there is also something to be said about how things are now.
Yeah.
And I think this is interesting. And, you know, you guys are figuring it out. We're still figuring it out. And I don't feel like that it's being used to its full potential yet. And we saw a spot like things that we cared about, and that wasn't being utilized. I mean, their whole, you know, does that make sense?
It does.
Oh yeah.
So
you know, it was odd. We were at a show this weekend, and there's a young guy sitting up front, and really nice. His name is Alex. I have a funny feeling he's going to end up watching this. So thank you, Alex, for being there. And
hi, Alex.
Thank you, Alex.
There we go. Shout out to Alex. He said to me after he introduced himself, he said, "You're going to play some of the songs from your videos?" It's like, what?
Yeah.
Nice. There you go.
That's crazy.
He had gone and listened to everything we had on social media and listened to all of our stuff and came there and kind of knew the songs. And he asked right away, like, "Hey, where's your singer?" You know, he knew what we looked like. And
that feels good, doesn't it?
A woman singer, and I wasn't her. You know?
You should have dressed up
so
for
cool.
the part.
I know, I should have done that. My hair is much shorter than this. Yeah, it's so different. And that one, I was reflecting with the guys the other day. My band in college, this is the 90s. I did all the booking for us. All the legwork trying to get gigs. And we played kind of the tri-state area, Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Illinois. And my method, we had a demo tape that we had professionally reproduced. It looked really nice and everything. But I would go to the public library. Fancy that. Public library. For cities distant, I would get newspapers from distant cities. I go to like Winona or Rockford, Illinois or something, and look at the entertainment page and see where bands are playing if I didn't know already. And I'd go to the yellow pages because they used to have yellow pages in the pages in the libraries. And I'd make up a manila envelope with
I wonder what color those were.
Hi, we're a band in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. Here's our stuff. We'd love to come and play there. And I'd mail these out. It's crazy. And now it's just like tap, tap, tap.
Right.
Here's our link. You know, and it's changed so much. It's changed so much.
Yeah. Well, I think we take it for granted, honestly. I hear people bitching about it all the time. Oh, the way on the social media, blah, 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 blah. And everyone's stuck in their phones. I'm like, yeah, because they're fucking awesome. Like, you can reach out. We're literally, you know, we met. And we met Vienna. We met in Human Hands. There's so much cool shit you can do with a small device that fits in your pocket. You can carry it around with you.
It's powerful.
I mean, it's way better than talking to your family and friends and spending time with them.
You have no idea how much I agree with you on that one.
Sounds like another podcast subject, guys.
You're right. There you Nice call, buddy. I totally agree. But you guys, we don't have a lot of time left in our Google Meets, so I want to ask you before we're done here today, because this is something that we want to ask everybody. And every band, I know you guys have only been in a band 6 months, but every band
which is crazy to me,
everybody has one of those stories, right? Those crazy stories. Since Burgundy Waltz is a fairly newborn band. Maybe you guys don't have one yet, and the second you do, you get a hold of us.
Yes.
But for maybe playing music in the past, what's something crazy? What's a crazy story that sticks out in your mind? Do you have any of those?
Crazy. We haven't had anything.
This guy was playing in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, he's got some.
If he remembers, because I know we all heard what the 60s and 70s was like. We know.
What's the 60 and the 70?
It's back there. It's back there.
Oh,
It's a destination.
crazy story
You
for us so far.
Do we have any crazy stories?
Whatever you got, whatever you want. I want to hear some crazy playing music locally stories.
Nothing crazy has happened. That, you know,
You're gonna have to
I don't
make
know if
some.
I don't know if this would qualify, but actually, Thomas and I are both hospice chaplains, and our bass player is a hospice nurse, and our vocalist worked with us in the hospice facility that we all worked at. So it's kind of crazy that we all kind of found each other, and actually, a lot of Thomas, all the stuff is Thomas's original stuff. And a lot of his inspiration comes from the experiences, that he has every day with patients and families. So, so I think that that's kind of a crazy thing.
Yeah, I feel like that fucking big. Right?
Well,
sorry, guys.
Yeah, almost all of our material is about death, frankly. honestly, I was telling somebody at work. I said they're trying to have me describe it. I said, well, if I said it's hospice rock, you're not going to get it. But,
I love it. I mean,
yeah.
you're taking an unfortunate situation and you're making art with it.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yep. And we try to write the most uplifting melodies that go along with it.
Yeah, and that's what makes it kind of unique. Is
For some contrast.
You listen to if you listen and look at the lyrics as they're being sung, the music can contrast that, and you're kind of going, "Wow, that's kind of different." We've got one tune. What's it called? Working title.
Yeah.
That just if you listen to that, it's just kind of a blending of some unusual lyrics, some real life lyrics, unusual melody, and then it kind of jumps into something kind of happy, and you're kind of going, well, this is kind of. I'm playing it. I'm going to go. Well, this is happy. We're talking about people, and situations like this, and we're kind of still happy. So, yeah, it's really crazy, really crazy.
I guess I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah. So he's crazy.
All right. Well,
I got to say,
I guess Tom's a crazy one.
I honestly didn't know that about the band, and I find that very interesting. I think that's pretty cool.
I think it's absolutely amazing.
And you guys, I know we follow you on TikTok, and I think on Instagram. I'm really having trouble keeping track of it. You guys. So anyone listening at home, go check these guys out.
Yeah, they're awesome.
They go ahead.
Can I plug? Our website is awful, but I mean it's small, so it shows like a column if you're on a device. It looks great on a desktop. I don't know what the deal is there, but it does have all of our links on it. BurgundyWaltz.com, just like it sounds. BurgundyWaltz.com. But we're on our place we put everything out is our YouTube channel. That's what we're really trying to drive. We don't know what's going to happen in the future at TikTok. Politics being what it is.
Right.
And if this goes away, our only place really is YouTube that we'd have streaming capability. We need 16 more followers, more subscribers on YouTube to be able to live stream. So
nice.
Well,
let's do what we can do to get them those numbers.
Yeah, I'd like to get those numbers too.
Yeah.
Our YouTube, we've pushed our TikTok more than anything, and our full show goes out on YouTube and Spotify, and no one cares. But we don't care. So
the craziest thing I told Ken, we had this last weekend. It was a fairly small crowd at Dead Poets in Moline. Very vibrant crowd. I was very pleased with it. But so we had 2 separate streams on TikTok. The first one hit only 199 views, individuals. The second one was just about 1,700, which, mind you, most of those are just flipping past it, right? When I dug further into the figures, we had about 5 dozen. It was 60 and change who would stay there for, I forget, 43 or 45 or more minutes.
Oh, man.
I was like, what the hell? How does that happen? I've never, that's... What do we do to deserve that? But most of our audience, we don't know where they are, but they're out there. They're here. They're right here.
Yeah. Now, on your website, do you also sell those T-shirts?
This was a gift from my former boss. Actually, she does. She makes shirts. Let's check that out. The Burgundy Waltz shirt. She made
awesome.
These just as a gift. She's a singer and guitarist that we had originally tried to lure into singing with us, but she has many family duties and work and a couple of jobs.
Yeah.
People with families are just,
What's the deal there?
There's such it's not even the families, because most musicians will ditch their family anytime. But but work.
We've never done that.
They've got to supply their alcoholism or their cocaine habit or whatever it may be. So they'll go to work and they're like, oh, sorry, I can't play that show. I got to work on that Saturday. And I'm like, come on. It's a whole thing. Musicians are sorry guys, you've heard me say this before, I'm sure they're the biggest pain in the asses. I mean, that's everyone I know.
Some definitely can be.
I'm the best one there is, I think.
You're really going to sit here and lie to these two about that?
You're both guitarists, though.
Yeah,
no. I piddle.
Yeah, Sean's he's more of a singer. He's always been a singer, but he does play guitar. And he enjoys playing guitar. But
I do.
In our band, he's the singer. We don't let him touch anything with strings.
And no one should. Ever.
There's always one of those in the band.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I really appreciate you coming on. I'm glad we got everything worked out. Thank you for sticking with us. I want everybody to please go check out their TikTok, their website
that has everything on there for them.
BurgundyWaltz.com. Check out, get to YouTube, help them out. Let's get there.
Let's get those 16 plus.
And maybe go to our YouTube too.
No, just go to theirs.
Hit that subscribe button. You can do it. Go subscribe to them. Guys, please keep in touch. And I totally look forward to catching your lives and we always watch your videos and stuff. So thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for being on the show. Thank you for being patient with us.
Oh, no, not at all. Thanks. And we'll when we do our Ohio tour,
hit us up.
By all
Definitely
means,
hit us up for real.
Excellent.
And tell everybody we said hi, and we'll catch them next time.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
See you guys later.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Burgundy Waltz, ladies and gentlemen.
Man. Those two guys, awesome. I mean, I wish we could have gotten to talk to the singer and the bass player.
Yeah.
But Ken and Tom, good dudes.
I'm glad you remember their names. I'm so bad about that. I apologize.
Well, I mean, somebody's got to.
Right. It was a lot of fun.
It was.
And those guys, they really have. Like, they started blowing us up.
Day one.
Right. From the beginning. They love the concept. They love the idea of what we're doing. And, of course, we love what they're doing.
Yeah.
People out there following their passion, their dreams.
And doing what they like, man.
Doing what they like. And I dig it.
Yeah, me too.
And I really hope everybody goes and checks them out for real.
BurgundyWaltz.com.
BurgundyWaltz.com. And, it probably wouldn't hurt if you go to our YouTube, our Spotify.
It wouldn't hurt.
I mean, we would appreciate it.
Yes, we would.
We don't expect it, but you better do it, or I'm going to start throwing a fit.
Don't let him throw a fit.
No, but
his eyes get all puffy when he starts crying. It's weird.
You don't even have to really watch the show. Just push buttons. That's all you really got to do. We don't give a shit. We don't care.
Yes, we do.
We want to talk to people, but we're gonna keep doing that regardless. But the more people, Yeah. The more people who follow us, the more people who engage with us on any level, whether it's just a subscribe or a like or a follow.
Right.
That's more than fine. But it would be nice to start building that up on some level anyway. And we really haven't pushed super hard. And I feel like
Not really.
I feel like we need to push a little harder and get people.
Are you saying that we need to become social media influencers?
You know, we need the high tops.
Okay.
Yeah. Crop tops.
Thirst traps.
Right. We need an OnlyFans.
You know?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Then we'll just be us wearing skin tight, revealing clothing, like doing yoga.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, OnlyFans actually started out as a place for personal fitness. Correct me if I'm wrong, Internet, but I think that's what it is. Or what it was supposed to be. And then now it's just two middle-aged men wearing skin-tight clothes.
Let's ruin it. Let's just ruin OnlyFans.
Okay.
We'll do feet pics. We'll start with that.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm out.
All right.
I don't see what's so appealing about them. I hate them.
I don't care what we think of them. It's what all those people at home think. Like, hey, did you see this new feet pics from Sean and
That's
Jeff?
ridiculous. Yeah, I'm out. Skin tight clothes, cool. Crop tops, cool. Wearing heels, I'm all right with it. Feet out.
Well, we already know I'm the ogre,
right,
of the two of us, so it can be something in the ogre.
Okay.
So what are you? The MALE man?
I see what you did there.
The mailman and the ogre?
That doesn't have a bad ring to it, I ain't gonna lie.
I don't hate it. But we talked to Burgundy Waltz today.
We did.
We talked about some gear. We didn't go, it's surprising when we first came up with the idea for this show and what the format would be, we thought, all right, we'll do it for an hour. It's going to be hard to fill an hour. I feel like we don't get anything accomplished in an hour. I really don't.
I do think that we could probably push this a little further.
I mean, we start talking about gear and then it's time for a guest.
Well,
and then
we
have
get
to
all
end.
excited about things that we want to buy, dude.
We do. But I mean, we really, like I said, we didn't really, we touched some things, sure. And it was good, but
it was good.
We could have went way deeper. But if you're a musician at home and maybe you don't have a credit, or maybe you don't have a credit line established, maybe you don't have a lot of money, or maybe you're trying to buy an instrument for your kid or something. Check out Zounds.
Please.
We don't make any money from any of that.
Nope.
We thought about maybe becoming an affiliate sometime in the future.
But we just enjoy it.
But yeah. And I really only wanted to become an affiliate because I want to talk
that
about
discount, baby.
Well, that wouldn't hurt either. But I want to tell people about them. I mean, in all honesty, because I wouldn't have half the stuff I have if it wasn't for Zounds. And if Zounds would have existed when I was 18, dude, I could have fucking bought a decent guitar.
Right.
I could have bought a decent amp.
If Zounds would have been around whenever I first started playing music and had the money that I did have at the time that I was just spending on, dumb things, I'd probably have a White Falcon.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we play it forward.
Yes, we do.
Our experiences, what we know. I'm sure Zounds is, they're a corporation. I mean, they are what they are. I'm not saying they're the best people in the world. I don't give a shit about that. Get something for yourselves. If you can help yourself, help your kid, help someone you care about.
Right.
Use it. It can be a really helpful tool right now. I mean, every corporation, on some level. I know. Here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
But I do like Zounds
I do too.
on a consumer level.
Yeah.
Right. So if you need something, go get it. Buy a fucking Gibson Les Paul. I mean, we're here talking about corporations. I mean, you really don't need a Gibson. If you think you do, it's for show, really. I have a $2,000 Gibson SG that I put another probably
grand.
Yeah, probably $700 to $1,000 in. It's still worth. It's probably only worth $1,500 now. And then my son has an Epiphone G400 SG, and I have active pickups in my SG, and he has they're just factory Epiphone G400, and that thing sounds great.
It does.
It sounds awesome. I've got that Epiphone Del Rey. We'll talk about that again for a second. That thing
is a monster.
There's if I'm doing like a sustainy, vibrato-y solo, I'm getting that guitar.
Bright.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah,
it does it so well. So I mean, you don't need a $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 guitar. Go get what can get you by. And if you're just starting out,
just get something in your hands.
Yeah.
Play.
Yeah.
Play music.
Now, don't go get like those Chinese knockoffs you'll see on the TikTok store. Don't do that. Those things are garbage. They are.
But the way I'm saying is like, if you want to play.
Yeah.
And here's an affordable way to do it.
Right. And the point is it's kind of easier now.
Yes.
With the way things are. So, yeah. You don't need to be a snob. You don't need to have like the fanciest guitar there. I love going to a show and seeing like a seasoned guitar player who is an amazing guitar player.
Yeah.
And they're playing like a Mexican Strat or something. Because they don't give a shit. They're going to make that motherfucker squeal anyway.
And it's amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's just knowing your rig, knowing what you got, and knowing what it can and can't do, or just getting the right feel.
Right.
That's important. You want to have a good feel. And something that makes you feel pretty. Like we talked about makes you feel confident. You put this instrument into your hands and you feel
great.
Like you could conquer the world, right?
Oh. Did that just happen?
That just happened.
Well, I think that's about our time today.
You want to make out?
Possibly. You want to do karate in the garage?
Let's end this fucking show and go get something going.
All right.
All right.
Okay. Bye.
Later.